Hi, I'm Beth Dooley. I'm a James Beard award-winning food writer, and I love North Magazine because it really speaks to how we live here, and we are so lucky. The local bounty is astounding, and now that we're in the middle of winter, we're focusing primarily on the beautiful cheeses and the incredible charcuterie that our producers are bringing forward to market. I mean, we've got so much great stuff. And the other thing is we come from this long history of sausage makers and meat preservers. When you think about the indigenous people, when you think about the Germans that landed here, when you think about the Scandinavians, they all had their own traditions and they all come together in our region. And the really nice thing about this area is that we now have access to them all. And so these are traditional foods that are presented in a contemporary context. And I love being able to showcase them, especially on a charcuterie board, because that way we can focus on the colors and the textures and all of the exciting flavors that we have available to us. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting this together. Now, when you have a big board like this, it's like a blank canvas, right? So how are you going to approach it? You want to play with your major large shapes. In this case, we're going to shine a light on the meats. This is a wonderful chorizo, which thankfully a number of our Mexican chefs and Latino and Spanish chefs have brought with them when they've moved here. This is a more contemporary take on some of the ways of preserving meat. And then we have this absolutely gorgeous. This is a salami that's been made by Lowry Hill Provisions, which is a local charcuterie company. This is summer sausage that comes to us from Thousand Hills. They are absolutely fabulous beef producers, beef ranchers. And then we have this beautiful prosciutto. This comes to us actually from our friends up in Wisconsin, and it's house cured. It's terrific. This is a pate that's been made by a friend of mine who's a chef in Minneapolis. And now we're going to start playing with color because, again, we have all these shapes going on, and we have wonderful jam. This is I actually made this jam. It's from this summer's strawberries. So it's a homemade strawberry raspberry jam. This has become very hip lately. This is a pimento cheese. It's one of those traditional things that you're going to want to have when you're watching a game. It's just beautiful Wisconsin cheddar with a little bit of mayo and lots of pimento. Then we've got wonderful smoked fish pate, and that comes from Bodine's. And Bodine's in Bayfield does a beautiful job with their white fish spread. And so this is just the white fish with some cream cheese and their beautiful fish. Now we've got these cheeses that we're going to work into this. This is a Gouda. This comes to us from Wisconsin. This is a Red Head Creamery, which has chipotle seasoning worked through it and a little bit of honey. We have this gorgeous blue cheese that comes to us from the cheesemaker in Nearston, Minnesota, Shepherd's Way. It's a sheep's milk Roquefort, which is perfect. We have this lovely chev that also comes to us from Wisconsin. For the chev, I'm going to serve that with some beautiful local honey that people can dip into. We'll leave a little spoon beside that. And then we're going to talk about putting the shapes of crackers around so that people know what to put all these things on. These are just, again, local crackers. We have our, these are from one of the bakeries up outside Ashland. These are Mary's Gone crackers. They are gluten-free, but they've got wonderful crunch. And these are simply the crackers I found at the market. Another nice thing to put out with this is some dried fruit. So we're going to put some of our local dried cranberries right here. We have these fabulous nuts from Isadora Nuts, another local maker. And these nuts are going to live right over here. We're going to tuck them right in here and scatter them a little bit so people know they go with everything. And in this way, people can put together a really nice appetizer if they're heading out for dinner later on, or they can do what I do and just call that dinner. I mean, we come from essentially a farming culture, right? So the food here is really bountiful. The flavors are very fresh, and the colors are astounding. And what I love about our Northland is that we still have so many gorgeous small farms. So we're talking about smaller size farmers and people that really care about what they're doing. Those farms are diversified. You have people that are growing lots of different things on one small plot. But what that means is that you get all these different vibrant colors and flavors and all of these cultures. You know, we're a melange of cultures, or maybe I want to say a quilt of cultures of people that are sharing their food knowledge. And we're bringing these ancient traditions forward in a contemporary context. And I find that really exciting. And so the food we have here is really generous, it's flavorful, it's simple, and it allows the integrity of the ingredients to shine through. And that's what I care about more than anything else. You know, I have a Substack that is fun because I get to write a lot of these stories down and share the discoveries of the kinds of food I found in our region that people may not know about, the growers that I've interviewed, the chefs that I talked to, the home cooks that are excited about doing something old in a new way. And the Substack also shares a lot of my own story, like what I've made for breakfast and why I've chosen those ingredients. So I'm excited about that. And I hear from a lot of my readers about what they want to know or what they like or what they'd like to see more of. So I love engaging people at that level because it feels very personal and it feels very connective. And I love giving cooking classes, but this seems to be a way to share what I know to a broader audience. So there you go. That's our charcuterie board. Bon appetit.